All right, welcome back to the First Ladies, or the First Lady Boys, as some people like to say. This takes us to 1850 to 1869, including one of my all-time favorites, Mr. Jane Pierce. And we'll also take a look at Abraham Lincoln's alleged wife, who may or may not be an exception to the rule. So we are getting to an era now where there's more photography, but not as much as you might expect, considering these were public figures living in the White House. Now here's Abigail Powers Fillmore. This one certainly does have a lot of power. So I would say good choice of middle name with this one. Again, that stupid wig with the curls, which we've seen like half these people wearing, and the head covering, and something covering up most of the neck, right? It's kind of a pattern. That's just a dude, clean shaven. Now this looks like a photo from when it was older. It kind of looks a little bit different than the paintings, but put something around the head and the neck with some hair coming down like a wig. But the face itself looks pretty male to me. And the more I look at these two people, I don't think it's the same person. I know one is a drawing or a painting, but the nose looks very different. So I'm not so sure if those are even the same two people. Wouldn't be too hard to change people back then. Now here's Jane Pierce, and what does the name mean here? Let's look at the middle name. Jane means Pierce. Well, there it is. Thanks for telling us. Pierce. This one pierces. But look at that face. Is that a man or a woman? I mean, what's the deal with that face? And there's the curls again. You can see the curls are just some head covering thing put on the head, right? That's not even the real hair. See, it's just this headpiece that has a few locks of hair on it. Look at that brow bone right there, right? So those curls are like a wig. Got the veil and the head covering and the black glove and the dress. I mean, this is something out of a vampire movie or something, right? It's obviously a man. And it's got some strange gloves. It's got like one black glove. Maybe that's where Michael Jackson got the idea. Or is this like a Darth Vader kind of a thing? What's going on here? And they have really strange looking dresses. These are almost like priestly garments. You know, these male cult prostitutes, these transvestites had kind of a priestly function in their religion. These people are actually channeling the spiritual entities. See, these people didn't have any surgery or anything like that. This is just a man wearing a wig and a dress. I don't think he walked around like this all the time, because that would have been way too obvious. Like, and who knows how tall these people were. I mean, someone like this walking around, you're like, whoa, that's a dude. That doesn't fool anybody. And remember, back then, first ladies were not seen by the regular people very often. These people were not on TV giving speeches. Nobody really saw these people ever. So again, here's another one. There's been about 3 so far that you could just, even the most brainwashed person in the world, you could simply show them the photos of these people, ask them if that's a man or a woman. Don't tell them who it is. Don't tell them it's the first lady. And they'll probably say it's a man, unless they're completely brainwashed beyond the point of no return, which many people are. Then you tell them who it actually is. It's the first lady. And they'll kind of shut down mentally and emotionally. And they won't say a word, and they'll walk away. And you'll probably never see them again. And if you read the little bio there, it says, disliking politics, she was unhappy in the role, often unable to perform her duties, as she suffered from poor health as well as grief for the death in childhood of all 3 of their sons. So a lot of them have these kind of stories like that, where they were reclusive and kind of distant from other people in the public, which I think would be a pretty good cover story as to why you don't see these people very often, right? And these people, who knows, they could actually be the person in charge of the whole thing, because they have a direct connection to the gods. Harriet Lane. Okay, now this was the niece, or possibly the nephew, of James Buchanan, who did not have a wife. Probably hanging out at the Hasty Pudding Club a little bit too much. That very well Could be a man, and in fact, I think that is a man. A little bit pudgy man. See, there's not a lot of photographic evidence or visual evidence at all with these people. There's a couple photos, if you're lucky, and a couple of paintings. That's all you get. Mary Todd Lincoln. Todd. Todd, I believe, is a male name. I went to school with many people named Todd. It was kind of a common name back in the day. Abraham Lincoln's wife. Now, it's difficult to tell. It kind of looks like an Eskimo or something, but I'm not convinced this is a real woman. But this might be one of the more difficult ones to be sure of. And I think it's because it's kind of pudgy. See, the fat covers up the bone structure. And what's the deal with all that? This one has a lot of strange head coverings as well, all the time. Bow tie. And this is like another priest outfit. I think the government is just some kind of cult. Look at the head coverings and the flowers in the hair. Is it just kind of a homely woman, pudgy woman with masculine features? But this photo, you can kind of see the angular jaw a little bit better. And it does seem to have a more masculine face. Of course, the dress is huge on the bottom, so we can't even see the hips or the lower half of the body. So that one looks more masculine to me. And it does seem to be of some different ethnicity. You can kind of see the shoulders there, right? The broad shoulders. Is this person Ukrainian? Looks like Eastern European man or something, actually. So I wasn't really sure about this one at first. This could be kind of like a pudgy European man, possibly even Jewish. That would be my guess. And there's Johnson. Now, is that a painting or a photo? A drawing, maybe? But you get a good profile of the bone structure, the brow bone. None of these people have really had a feminine hairstyle at all. So they're not really full-time transvestites. I mean, that's what that tells me. So that one's obvious. And there's the daughter of President Johnson, just as an added bonus, who does have pretty masculine bone structure in the face. And see, they want to keep this hidden. I don't think they want us to know about this because they also have an agenda attached to this. This is their religion, and they practice this for themselves. But their religion has an agenda to it. It has an eschatology. It has a goal, just like most religions do. You know, most religions talk about the origins of people and the destination of people, you know, the destiny, the future. And they talk about getting back to the Garden of Eden, to our original state before we fell, you know, from our original creation. And these people certainly have all of that, but it involves androgyny. Dude looks like a lady. And another thing we've seen is that I would say almost half of these first ladies were not even the wife, the alleged wife of the president. They were the daughter or the daughter-in-law or something like that. So things were a little bit different back then. But the androgyne remains the same. And you do got to wonder, are these first ladies, are they the ones who are really in charge? Because they're like the shaman. Now, they may have just been the advisor to the shadow government. Now, we know these presidents aren't really, you know, they don't really have power. They're just kind of the figurehead. This whole political system of the United States is complete illusion and deception. Did they ever have elections? Is the United States even a sovereign country? Has it ever been? Did these people even exist? What do presidents really do? What do the first ladies really do? Are the first ladies even ladies? Well, I think we know the answer to that, at least.